Hey, what's up everyone? It's Eric here from Guy and Kicks, back at it again with another video. And like always, I always want to bring you guys a detailed look of a shoe, how the shoe feels, how to style the shoe, how to wear the shoe, what I think about the shoe, all those things. So let's jump into it. So today's video is on the Yeezy 700 V3 Azareth. So full disclosure guys, I was not able to get this shoe on my size, so this is a size 7.5. And thanks to my beautiful wife, she was able to score for me. I feel like she's had the most luck all year, so kudos to her. So I will not be able to give you an on-feet look or if these shoes are comfortable or not, but I can tell you what I feel about the shoe, the design, the style, the materials, things like that. So let's jump into the materials and design of this shoe. So this is the first time I get to see a 700 V3 in hand and in person. So this is a very interesting shoe, very different. I mean, it grew on me a lot in the last few months. This is the third version or the third colorway of the 700 V3. Once again, Kanye is continuing with his biblical names, as the Azareth name is a biblical name as well. As I mentioned in one of my previous Yeezy videos, the Yeezy 380 and the blue oak colorway, I pleaded for Kanye to continue bringing us shoes with the royal blue color, and in this version he delivered with that. This shoe originally released on August 29, 2020 for a retail price of $200, and it does come in full family sizes. So starting with the inside of the shoe, this shoe does have ortholite insoles. It has sort of this booty-like sock lining construction here. It also has the pull laces. It does come with another pair of regular laces if you want to switch to the more traditional look. I think in this silhouette, the lace pulls look really good and really clean. As you come down to the toe area, you'll find some 3M reflection. The front part of the shoe does have a resemblance to the V1s and V2. However, they did not deliver with the traditional suede materials on this one. This is sort of like a rubber material here. As you come to the lateral of the shoe, this is where you're going to find the famous rubber caging that glows in the dark. This rubber caging reminds me of that rubber material used on the Nike Astuzis that came out a few weeks ago. Underneath the rubber caging is where you're gonna find some of the prime knit stitching, and underneath that prime knit stitching is where you're gonna find the royal blue color that's made out of sort of a see-through mesh material. So unfortunately, the upper is not all prime knit, as we're kind of accustomed to now with most Yeezy. The inside part of the shoe is very similar to the lateral side. As you move back to the heel of the shoe, that's where you're going to see the Adidas branding. The shoe also has the similar elevated heel that you'll find on the Yeezy 380. The midsole is sort of in this bone white color. The outsole of the shoe looks very familiar because it looks similar to the 700 V1s and V2s. No boost in the V3 unfortunately, but from what I've heard, the shoe is still very comfortable. It uses an EVA foam instead, and the traction on the outsole is semi-translucent as well. Alright guys, so since this is my first time actually holding a pair of 700 V3s, I just kind of want to give you my opinion on the shoe. I think that when I first saw this silhouette, first colorway of it, obviously like I'm pretty sure like most people, it kind of took you a while, or took me a while at least, to kind of warm up to it and for it to grow on me, and it has since. I mean, when I saw this pair, I really wanted this pair my size. Unfortunately, I struck out, like I'm sure a lot of people did. But overall, I think this shoe is different. I think that originally they should have used the Alien name on the first colorway, because when I look at this shoe, that's what sort of it reminds me of. It reminds me of sort of an out of this world, you know, very futuristic shoe. And I think it's primarily because of this rubber caging. I mean, it looks very organic. It looks like something is living or is growing out of this shoe, and I think that gives it a very organic vibe to the shoe. I think this royal blue color is very clean. I'm sure it probably has something to do with sort of his, you know, his biblical and his very you know, religious ways that Kanye has been expressing lately. One thing that I forgot to mention is that the prime knit here, closer to the toe area, it is sort of in this, I want to say maybe green or gray. I think it's more like an olive green. Nice little detail that they threw in there that you may not really notice it from afar, but once you have it up close, you can definitely notice that detail, and that's pretty clean. best things about this shoe is the price. Obviously, we all know that the V1 and V2 start off at a $300 price range. You would think that if anything, the price would go up on a newer version. It actually was reduced quite a lot if you think about it. So because of the reduction in price, obviously they had to make some sacrifices on this shoe. And right from the get-go, you'll notice that there's no suede materials, no leather. There's just a little bit of priming in these lines that go across the shoe, and obviously no boost. But even though the shoe is $200 cheaper, it doesn't feel cheap, it doesn't look cheap. Unable to try this on, so I can't really tell you how comfortable it is compared to a regular 700, but the word out there is that the shoe is still very comfortable and you don't really take a big hit in terms of comfort. Another thing that I like about this shoe a lot, that even though it's a complete redesign, they still have some similar hints of the V1 and the V2. As you can see, the stripes here on the side look very similar to the V2. Here in the front part of the shoe, it has this V shape here that's also similar to the V1 and the V2. And the outsole is also very similar to the V1 and the V2. Right now, the resale price for a 7.5, it's around the $345 to $365 range, and that's probably still very similar to most of the popular sizes as well. I think this colorway has a lot of promise. I think a lot of people really like this color, and because it's different, and I've said this in my previous videos about Yeezys, especially with the 350, since we've gotten a whole lot of those, I think people are gravitating more to the fresher look. Because the 380s are not really doing well in terms of, I guess, popularity, people are definitely gravitating to the V3. It's obviously cheaper, is different, it looks good. The Quantum has also been very popular, but it's been a little bit harder to get, even though we just got a release recently, but I think that shoe was still pretty hard to get. But overall, I like the shoe. One cool thing that the 700 has been pretty consistent in bringing us is that it's a shoe that stands out. It's a shoe that a lot of people will talk about. They love them, they hate them, but it sort of starts warming up and you start kind of appreciating what the shoe is about, and then you gravitate to it. And I think this shoe is delivering the same effect. I remember when the V1 first came out, the Wave Runner. I mean, a lot of people were bashing it. Oh my God, what the hell is that? Whatever. And including myself, it's now my, I've said this tons of times already, it's my favorite Yeezy ever. And a lot of people are fans, became fans of the Wave Runner, and it just grew from there. And I think this shoe, this version of the 700 is sort of having that same effect on folks, right? They're like love and appreciation, and just the fact that it's so different than any other shoe out there. People are gravitating to it and are appreciating it. And that's how I feel about it. So I think this is a dope shoe, man. I really do. But this will definitely be a flip for me. I was thinking, I don't know if I should, the profits I get from there, just go ahead and buy one in my size. I don't know, maybe something to think about. I'll definitely be looking forward to buying a V3 in my size. And there's some cool colors coming. I do like that that all black, sort of with the copper lines, or stripes I should say. I think that one looks very clean. So that's probably one that I will definitely try to get. Also the one with the yellow stripes, I do like that one. I'm not too sure. It's probably one of those that I need to see it a little bit more. Like always, I'll definitely be on the lookout to try to get a V3 for sure. So yeah, so hopefully this video was able to give you guys a detailed look of the Yeezy 700 V3 Azareth. And like always, thank you so much for spending a few minutes and watching my videos. I appreciate that so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to do so. Hit the notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. Follow me on Instagram at Guy and Kicks, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.